In this video, you will learn how to add and subtract mixed fractions. So to teach you the process, I will run through some examples. And let's start with this example, 2.5 plus 1 3/7. So these are mixed fractions because there's a whole number and also a fraction. And so, for example, 2.5, 2 is the whole number and 1/2 is the fraction. So 2.5 is a mixed fraction. And so what we need to do is convert each of the numbers, like 2.5 and 1 3/7, into a form in which they are no longer mixed fractions, and they'll be much easier to work with. So what we're going to do is let them become an improper fraction, or in other words, a form in which the top number is bigger than the bottom number, or the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Okay, so what we want to do is identify, or we want to convert the whole number into a fraction and then add it, and then, for example, convert the 2 here into a fraction, then add it plus the 1/2. So 2 is equivalent to 4/2, or 4 halves. And so what we're going to do is add that 4 halves plus the 1/2. And so now we've realized that 2.5 is the same thing as 5 halves. So we're going to rewrite it. Now we need to rewrite the 1 3/7. So 1 is equivalent to 7/7. 7/7 is equivalent to 1. And so we're going to add 7/7 to 3/7 to convert that into an improper fraction. And that would be 10/7. So now we've rewritten the initial math problem in a way that it's no longer mixed fractions, and it's a lot easier to work with. And if you think back to how to add fractions together, recall that we need a common denominator. Denominator is the bottom number. We need it to be the same in both. So 5/2 and 10/7, those have different denominators. We need a common one. We need them both to have the same one. A good choice would be to make them both have 14 as their denominator. So what we're going to do is rewrite 5/2 to be 35/14. The way we did that is to get the denominator of 2 to become 14, we multiplied it by 7. And if we do that to the denominator, we need to do that to the numerator. So 5 times 7 is 35, and 2 times 7 is 14. So 5/2 is the same thing as 35/14. And then the 10/7, we need to convert that into a form where 14 is the denominator. So we're going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2. So 10/7 is equivalent to 20/14. So now we're almost there. We have common denominators, and we can just add the top numbers or the numerators together. 35 plus 20 is 55. And so the answer is 55/14. But now we've got an improper fraction, which is, it's okay to stop there, but oftentimes in a math class, the math teachers are going to want the kids to put it back into a mixed fraction form at the very end. We needed to make it improper fractions in order to make the addition simple to do, but now we can convert it back for our final answer into a mixed fraction. And it turns out that 55/14 is equivalent to 3 13/14. And so that's our answer. So again, to review, the process here is that we take the mixed fractions, we convert them into improper fractions, then we get common denominators, then we get our answer as an improper fraction, and then we convert it back into a mixed fraction. Let's do another example. 3 2/3 plus 3 1/6. And we'll use the process that I just showed you. So we're going to take these mixed fractions and convert them into improper fractions. So 3 is the same as 9/3. And so if we add 9/3 plus 2/3, we get 11/3. Now we need to do that for the other number, for the 3 1/6. So 3 is equivalent to 18/6. And 18/6 plus 1/6 is 19/6. Now we need to get a common denominator. And so 11/3 is converted to 22/6, so that the denominator for both numbers is 6. And now we've got 22/6 plus 19/6. We just add 22 plus 19, and that's 41, and the denominator is 6. So the answer is 41/6 But let's now get it back into a mixed fraction. And so that's equivalent to 6 5/6. That was addition. Now let's do subtraction, which is pretty similar, fairly similar process. Again, we're going to take these mixed fractions and convert them into improper fractions temporarily to make the math a little easier to do. So again, 3 is equivalent to 9/3. 9/3 plus 2/3 is 11/3. And now we're going to convert the 3 1/6 to a mixed fraction. 3 is equivalent to 18/6 again. 18/6 plus 1/6 is 19/6. Now we need a common denominator. So we're going to get 6 to be our common denominator. So 11/3 is converted to 22/6, and we're still subtracting 19/6 from that. And now we just subtract the numerators. So 22 minus 9 is 3, and the denominator is 6. So the answer is 3/6, but we can reduce that. That is equivalent to 1/2. So the answer is 1/2. I hope through working through these examples, it's become clear how to add and subtract mixed fractions. If you found this video helpful, please consider clicking the like button and subscribing to our channel.